I'm Jordan Schlansky, and I'm the associate producer of Conan. I've been told I'm opinionated, so I've asked you for your opinion so I can determine whether I agree or disagree. The first opinion I've received is from H. Lebo, Rob, 1933. I don't know the significance of 1933. He looks, from his avatar, too young to have been born that year, although I can tell you that 1933 is 1 year after the introduction of George Washington's face on the United States quarter. This person writes, in my opinion, Bologna is the best place to visit in Italy. I disagree. I think Bologna is amazing. Some of the greatest food in Italy comes out of Bologna. Some of the most famous and archetypal foods, things like mortadella and prosciutto di Parma is from nearby in the same region. And Parmigiano Reggiano is also from nearby. However, my preference is the countryside of Italy. I would disqualify any city in Italy from being the best place to visit because I like being out in nature. I like wide open spaces. I like calm and serenity. One of the things we don't have living in the big cities like New York and Los Angeles, two cities which I've lived, is peace and quiet. And that is why I value the countryside of Italy, particularly the landlocked countrysides of Tuscany, Emilia-Romagna, which is the region that Bologna is in, also Umbria. Moving on, X0 Daisy Ray. Mayo is the best condiment for fries. Ketchup is just bastard marinara sauce. I disagree. I despise mayonnaise. I don't think there's any place for it. I don't understand why anyone likes it. I don't like it in whatever form it may come in. You may call it aioli, you may call it aioli. Either way, I don't like it. There is nothing redeeming about mayonnaise. It is aesthetically displeasing. The taste itself, to me, is doesn't enhance anything. I actually prefer fries with no condiment whatsoever. However, it should be said, I only eat fries that are cooked in an animal fat. Now, I'm talking about beef tallow or clarified butter or any other kind of animal fat. Now, of course, in the 60s and 70s, there was this cholesterol scare, and while fries used to customarily be cooked in beef tallow, even at some of your favorite fast food chains, everyone switched over to vegetable oil because there was this mythology that it was better for your heart health based on your own cholesterol levels. Of course, cholesterol is only found in animal products. No vegetable products would have cholesterol. So therefore, I like the old school way of doing things, which is still customarily done in Europe. Now, it's difficult to find French fries cooked in beef tallow or clarified butter. However, it is possible, especially in European countries. So I disagree with that, Daisy Ray. Mishach Lovelace, possibly. iPhone is better than Android. I agree. I haven't had much experience with Android, but it simply comes down to aesthetics. And we have to remember the history of electronic equipment. I always felt a desire to have things around me that were beautiful. And not just the typical things, but also the everyday items that I surround myself with. I like to have a certain amount of beauty and style. And for a while, I felt that I didn't share the sentiment with anyone else, and it was hard to find utilitarian products that were also beautiful. And then, of course, Steve Jobs came along with the same mentality, and he was in a position to do something about it. And Apple created all of these products which had incredible style to them. Besides being useful in our everyday lives, they had style and beauty. And one of the big criticisms about smartphones in general is that they disconnect us from the world around us. They disconnect us from the beauty around us. So the least we can do if we're going to be concentrating on a small device is have that device represent the potential beauty of the world around us. So for that reason, I would say iPhone is superior, and I agree with Mishach Lovelace. Okay, now we have an opinion from Anthony Vic 3, who says Chicago pizza is better than New York pizza. I disagree. I don't particularly like either of those two forms of pizza. I prefer the Naples-style pizza. But I'll say between those two, it comes down to a question of digestibility. It's a concept that most Americans aren't deliberately aware of, whereas most Italians prioritize the digestibility of a food or lack thereof. There are certain foods that when you eat, you feel amazing, you feel light, you feel clean, you feel strong. That is a digestible food. Your body did not have to work hard to process it. Maybe those foods contain their natural enzymes, so you don't have to use your own. It doesn't overwork your pancreas. And then there are some foods which kind of feel like they sit in you and they feel like there's a rock inside you and it drains your energy. To me, that is Chicago pizza. It's just way too heavy. While I appreciate some of the flavor value, the effect on the body to me is a deal breaker. I just don't feel good after eating it, and the thought of eating it again is never appealing for this reason. New York pizza is slightly better, but again, when I think about a New York pizza, I can eat maybe one slice, and then that's all I can eat, and I kind of have a greasy, heavy feeling about me. By contrast, if I eat a Naples-style pizza, which has dough that's already been fermented for such a long time and in essence partially digested, I can eat an entire pizza and feel great, light and strong. So that is my counter opinion to Anthony Vick's pizza opinion.